Smith. I'm here to talk with you tonight about allergies. It is the season. How about it? I know a lot of you are saying, I hear you. Last night I walked out of my office to get in my car, and my car, I know you're going to relate to this, was covered from head to toe with yellow pollen. And I had the office window open today, and it was also, my countertop was also covered with pollen. So I know a lot of you are groaning when you see all that. It's beautiful to see all the flowers coming out and the trees budding, but for a lot of us that means misery. And so I want to talk to you tonight about some holistic ways of addressing your overall wellness that will help to tame those allergy symptoms. You know, to start out with, allergies just aren't, sometimes it seems like it's all upper respiratory. It feels like it's in your head, your sinuses, and you have dry, itchy eyes or watery eyes, red eyes. You have a runny nose, a sore throat, a chronic cough or sneezing. I know you're nodding your heads. And what we find is it can just be really exhausting. That may be one of the worst symptoms of allergies, is you're just so tired. But did you realize that allergies have a much deeper root in your body than simply all up in here or even itching? Chronic persistent allergies are related to chronic inflammation in the body. And chronic inflammation is always impacting our entire body. A key player in that is your liver. So your liver health is going to play a critical role in modulating or balancing your inflammatory response and your immune response. And what happens with that chronic inflammation is your body, with that inflammation going on, is on overdrive. And your immune system now ramps up to overdrive, right? Because inflammation is an immune response. So it's already on high alert. And then when allergens are simply things your body, your immune system has an overreaction to. So now those are kind of a tipping point, causing you to have a histamine release. You've heard of antihistamines. Histamines are released from certain cells in your body, and those are what are leading to your symptoms. So to really begin to get down from a whole body systemic standpoint of how do we help our body start to quell or reduce, tame some of those allergy symptoms, we want to look at two things. We want to look at taming the inflammation and supporting your liver. So that may be news, because we're always thinking, just get me an antihistamine or get me something that just stops these symptoms. But you know as well as I know that sometimes antihistamines, they take the edge off, but they don't quite get the job fully done. So you're still going through your day with a head that feels foggy and full, and you're really tired, because they can make you really tired. So what else can we do? How do we support the body by bringing down this inflammation and by supporting the liver? There are a couple key ways I'm going to talk to you about tonight that some people have found it helps them so much that it's a dramatic reduction in allergy symptoms. Some less, but definitely a support. So I'm going to start with the first thing you can do is an anti-inflammatory diet. So you want to look at your diet. If you anti-inflammatory diet, an anti-inflammatory diet, think about what would be an inflammatory diet, and it's the opposite of that. What's an inflammatory diet? It's a diet high in processed foods, sugars, refined carbohydrates. Think all the white foods like white flour, white pasta, pizza, candy, cake, sugar, white rice even. You want to switch those white foods out for complex carbohydrates. So you're thinking brown rice, quinoa, whole grains. Those kinds of carbohydrates are going to be much more health producing and much less inflammatory. So you want vegetables. Lots of vegetables are in an anti-inflammatory diet. Some fruit, nuts and seeds, and the whole grains, as I said, and then your healthy types of protein. So you're looking for meats that have been, the best meats you can buy are local grass-fed organic meats, but something along those lines are going to be much healthier than, you know, grabbing a burger at a fast food joint day after day or many days a week. So we're looking at an anti-inflammatory diet, especially if you suffer with chronic allergies. Think heavy on plant-based foods. Of course, your proteins then would be, like I said, grass-fed meats, wild-caught fish, pasture-raised poultry. Okay, so anti-inflammatory diet, number one. Secondly, to bring down that immune response, that overreactive immune response, and to support your liver, there are key vitamins or supplements that can be very, very helpful. I'm going to highlight some of my favorites for this. So first of all, we have vitamin C. And vitamin C is so helpful. It not only strengthens your immune system, as you know, we've heard a lot about it this year, the importance of vitamin C, but it also helps to bring down some inflammation. So vitamin C is going to be key. Where do you find vitamin C? You find vitamin C in citrus fruits. You also find it in broccoli. You find it in red peppers. You find it in kale. So there are a lot of plant foods where you can find vitamin C. Sometimes it's even helpful to buy a high quality vitamin C supplement if you're not getting it enough through your foods. So vitamin C is definitely a key player. It's a very important antioxidant for your overall wellness as well as for your liver health. Next, vitamin D. Another one we're not a stranger to with all the viral issues we've had this year with COVID. Vitamin D is another key player for your immune system and helps to bring down inflammation. It's also really important. It's an immune modulator. So it doesn't mean it necessarily ramps up immunity. What it does is it helps your body balance immunity. So if it needs the immune system to ramp up, it supports that. In cases of autoimmunity, it helps to tame that. So vitamin D is very important. The key with vitamin D is it's tough to find in your food. You can find it through egg yolks, a couple other foods in moderation, but the very best way, you can supplement with it, but the very best way to get vitamin D is sunlight. Your body makes vitamin D, so you want to be out and get some sunlight. If you're not prone to burning, you want to get out for about 20 minutes before you put sunscreen on, and that will help your body produce the right amount of vitamin D. If you're not in the sun, it does make sense to supplement if you're someone who's very rarely out in the sun. So I will put links below for some of the products that I really like and I use myself, but that's a key vitamin for your immune system. A couple more I wanted to point out. Turmeric. We've all heard about turmeric being anti-inflammatory. It's that bright yellow spice often used in curries. The active ingredient in turmeric is called curcumin, and curcumin is very, very anti-inflammatory. You've heard of it even being used for things like joint health and joint pain and reducing overall pain. It's because it's so effective as an anti-inflammatory. It can be kind of tough to absorb. The bioavailability isn't great with turmeric, so you want to make sure you add it with, if you're using it as a spice when you're cooking, like in your curry, or if you're making anything, you can add it to it, but you want to make sure it also has a fat. So use a healthy fat, like an olive oil, an avocado oil, a ghee, something like that. That will help to increase the absorption of turmeric, as well as black pepper. You want to add some black pepper, and that also increases the absorption. Really good curcumin supplements will have black pepper in them because it helps to increase that absorption. Two more I want to point out to you. Quercetin. Quercetin is a polyphenol. It comes from certain plants like kale, broccoli, spinach, even apples and onions. You can find it in a nice variety of foods. Quercetin is amazing. It's a natural antihistamine. So not only does it support your immunity in a big way, it also is gut healing, little fun fact, but it also is a natural antihistamine. So it will naturally start to reduce some of those allergy symptoms. I love quercetin. I always have it in my cupboard all the time. You can get it through food, but I find that if I'm starting to catch a cold or if I'm experiencing allergy symptoms, I always turn to quercetin. Love it. So that's another one for you to check out and put in your toolbox, your allergy toolbox. And the last thing I want to point out is one of my very favorite supplements, and it's called Live Clear 2. Live Clear 2 has curcumin in it. That's the active ingredient in turmeric. But it also has a number of vitamins and very potent antioxidants that support your liver health. It's from a company called Nutritional Frontiers. Love it. I use it. Nutritional Frontiers. There's a 1 and a 2. I prefer Live Clear 2. I use it for very targeted reasons with different liver supporting reasons with certain clients. And I love this product. I use it also for myself when necessary. So what I've found is when we support the liver and we really help the liver to be healthy, sometimes we tend to get a little bit of a fatty liver if we're eating a lot of processed foods. So when we start to back that off, eat an anti-inflammatory diet, which really is a lot like a Mediterranean diet or a whole food diet where you're making lots of foods from home and lots of plants, lots of vegetables. So when you follow an anti-inflammatory diet and then you support the liver and then you bring down some of that inflammation, it's amazing the reduction in allergy symptoms that you can see. So I hope that you found this to be helpful tonight. I hope that as you see the pollen all over your car for the next few weeks, that you will be better armed and able to support your body from a holistic standpoint and sort of bring down and tame some of those symptoms. That's all for now. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.